All right, we're going to talk about the Rangers, and Bruce Bochy took some fire last night for some of his managerial decisions, but he has been the toast of the town, as a matter of speaking, as the Rangers have been in first place for nearly the entire season. It's been an incredible run, an incredible turnaround season. And a couple of weeks ago, we were all very entertained at the fake Bruce Bochy, who jumped on our show and talked to us for a few minutes. We got a big kick out of that. And during that visit, he told us that he was the spokesman for Bruce Bochy's 7-alarm chili. And we all got a big laugh out of that. Well, the Hardline had him on last Wednesday. And this is where reality and the ticket world collides. And sometimes that can be tense. And sometimes it can be just downright funny. So they had this great visit with the Rangers manager for, 5-7 minutes or so. And towards the end, Corby asked Boch about this.
One more thing, Boch. So if in the future, because Gabe Kapler's got all these endorsements, with like tight-fitting shirts and Ray-Bans and things like that, would you ever endorse a food product known as Bruce Bochy's 7-alarm chili?
I'm in. Yeah.
He's in. Okay.
Sure. I mean, look at me. I'm going to like chili.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm going to take about 4% of that, but we're going to get that squared away, okay?
Can you say, when's the last time you had a bowl of chili? Well, that's too long.
Yeah, I'll work on it. Okay, guys.
We'll see you, Boch.
Thanks, Bruce. There you go.
Oh, so things were going along really well.
Gosh.
Until the Davey follow-up.
What is Davey doing?
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, listen, man, I got to go.
Why don't you go ahead and turn off your mic?
Yeah.
He's got a first-place team to manage. He does not have time for that.
That was before...
You take your microphone and your speakers and whatever else you got and shove them up your ass.
You know what? That was the day before the losses started.
Oh, no.
Or the day of. That was Wednesday.
Davey is responsible for the losing streak?
They lost that Wednesday game, right? And then they were off Thursday and then got swept over the weekend and then lost last night. So the Rangers have not won since the Hardline asked Bruce Bochy about 7-alarm chili.
Maybe that's some sort of weird baseball mojo thing, like CJ was talking about last week. You can't short hop the ball to a pitcher who's throwing a no-hitter. And sure enough, the no-hitter disappeared that inning.
Don't talk about chili with the manager
right.
when his team's in first place. All right, let's enjoy the tense nature of this one more time.
One more thing, Boch. So if in the future, Gabe Kapler's got all these endorsements, with like tight-fitting shirts and Ray-Bans and things like that, would you ever endorse a food product known as Bruce Bochy's 7-alarm chili?
I'm in. Yeah.
He's in. Okay.
Sure. I mean, look at me. I'm going to like chili.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to take about 4% of that, but we're going to get that squared away, okay?
Can you say, when's the last time you had a bowl of chili? Well, that's too long.
Yeah, I'll work on it. Okay, guys.
We'll see you, Boch.
Thanks, Bruce.
All right,
there you go.
Boy. He was about to say, guys, I got to go.
Yeah. I could almost hear him taking his headphone off.
Yeah.
I know it.
Wow.
Oh, boy, that got tense at the
We'll see you, Boch. We'll see you, Boch.
Hey, okay, Boch, yeah. Okay.
Hey, Boch.
Everything's still cool. Everything's still cool.
Hey, buddy.
We're still best friends, right? That is funny at the beginning, though, how he said, well, yeah, look at me. Of course, I'm going to eat chili.
Of course, I'm going to eat chili.
They do have an opportunity there for Bruce Bochy to endorse somebody's chili in town. When's the last time you guys had chili? You can't eat chili in the summertime, right?
Yeah, you can. Sure can.
Bochy eats it 12 months out of the year.
That's right.
My wife makes a green chili stew. Does that count?
Y'all had that this summer?
Yep.
Yeah, I think chili and soup. I just can't imagine having soup this time of year when it's 108.
Yeah, we haven't had it probably in the last 2 or 3 months.
Cold chili.
Maybe June we did.
What's that now?
Cold chili.
You eat cold chili?
Sure.
Sure I do.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
That sounds kind of gross.
There are cold
so it's in
soups.
the fridge. It's in the fridge, and you just don't reheat it.
There are some soups that are cold. Why can't you eat? And chili is a soup, right?
Technically, a
think
thick
so.
soup. Yeah.
Okay. Then you can eat cold chili.
But is chili one of the soups that is supposed to be eaten cold? Like gazpacho, isn't that a cold soup?
Right.
But that's supposed to be a cold soup.
What is supposed to? Who decides what's supposed to be?
But you would never eat, and most other chicken noodle soup, nobody eats that cold. So my question is,
I think people do eat it cold.
Do you eat chili cold? I don't think chili's intended to be eaten cold.
Well, that's just because people are too impatient. That's the only reason we eat chili hot. It's because of the impatience.
I don't think it's impatience. I think it's you just know that's the way it's supposed to be served.
What is supposed to? What do you mean supposed to? Who determines supposed to?
God.
Okay. God came up with the original chili recipe?
Yes, I think so. No, I just never even thought about that. Cold chili.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You really had that. You're not...
Yes, I've had that before. I'm sure I have. I can't remember it, but I'm sure I have.
Was that impatience on your part? You didn't want to take the time to take
absolutely
a minute 30 to heat it up?
Right. You don't have to heat it up, and you can try it in new ways. Nothing wrong with trying new things, right?
Yeah. Cold pizza's okay.
Yeah, why do we eat cold pizza and we don't act like that's what are you doing? You cannot eat cold pizza.
Aren't there some soups that would solidify, though, if you let them chill?
Yeah, you just
like
have
a lot of
layer
soup.
Congeal.
Yeah.
But so does cheese. I mean, cold pizza, cheese pizza, there's a congealing that happens there.
Yeah. Seems like we eat cold cheese, though, quite commonly in life.
Yeah?
I think you're right, though. I think if Boach is going to, do the advertising for chili, I think he needs to say you can eat it hot or cold.
Hot or cold, Boach's chili.
To help sell it in the summertime when it's 107 outside. All right, we've got something there. Boach says he will be on board with his own seven alarm chili.
7 alarm.
That's what makes it so cartoony.
Okay. You guys scared of milkshakes?
No.
That brings me to the yard.
Whose song is that? Who's that? That's
milkshake. Bring the boy to the yard.
Yeah.
Fergie.
I'm blanking on the name. So I love milkshakes. I love vanilla milkshakes.
Nothing wrong with
Some
it.
of my favorites.
Keyless.
And I think
Keyless.
Keyless?
Keyless entry. Her name is Kelis. She sang the milkshake song. I could not have come up with that.
DJ.
Right?
All right. And I think that when I was a kid, I don't remember cookies and cream milkshakes. Now, did my parents keep that from me, or was it not invented yet?
Cookies and cream changed the game early 80s.
Okay.
That's when Bluebell came out with it.
Wait,
Yeah.
Bluebell invented cookies and cream?
I never saw it before either.
I think you're right.
Really?
That changed the game maybe more than fajitas.
Hold on. Just need a moment. I need to download an update real quick on my mind.
Cookies and cream
you're
ice cream.
kind of right. It was the first exotic ice cream recipe that I remember.
Now maybe some other Ben and
but
Jerry's
Rocky
and some other
Road
regions.
had been around before that, and that's more complicated than cookies and cream.
Yeah, but it's
that's-
not game changing like cookies and cream.
No, it didn't have chunks of anything.
You're
in it.
taking Oreos, perhaps the greatest cookie on earth.
Wrong there.
I don't know.
Oreos.
Really?
Ugh.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
No. Greatest on. I mean, they're
Double stuffed, yes.
They're fine. but
Regular
they're not
stuff,
even.
no.
Too much marshmallow.
They're fine, but not close to being the greatest cookie ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
No,
I mean,
no,
he's
no, no,
saying,
no, no, no.
yeah, so.
It's close to being. It's a top 5 cookie. You put that with ice cream, and you've created magic.
I think Oreos in ice cream is better than Oreos not inside ice cream. Like, I almost think they were invented to be an ingredient in vanilla ice cream to make cookies and cream.
You think that's better than
Yes.
just the Oreo?
Than even the double stuffed Oreo, which is the
Double
best
stuff is
Oreo.
way too much marshmallow. That's what
No.
most Americans will tell you.
The mega stuff is way too much marshmallow.
Double stuff's too much.
No. Double stuffed is what God intended the stuffed to be.
On the 8th day when he created the Oreo, he made it perfect.
No, he didn't, because it's too much wafer. Too much wafer to marshmallow ratio in the regular stuffed.
You like too much topping. You like too much whipped cream, and in this case, marshmallow.
There's no such thing as liking too much topping. When you were a kid, didn't you want lots of icing on your cake?
Not too much.
Oh, man. See, maybe this is the problem, is I have an addict's brain, so more my preferred portion is more.
That's what I mean.
One time I heard an addict describe, someone asked him, what was your drug of choice? And he said, more.
Correct.
No matter what it was, he just wanted more. But, so cookies and cream, probably the greatest milkshake.
Yeah, sure.
And then you have to add a can of whipped cream on top of that. And then leave off the cherry, because that's too much like a fruit or vegetable to me. Anyway, this happened up in, I think this was Tacoma, Washington. An ice cream machine led to the deaths of 3 people.
How?
Listeria.
Oh, boy.
That bacteria that's often found in ice cream machines, and that's why they always have to clean them. If you guys you guys probably don't experience this, but I experience it a couple times a day. You go through a drive-thru and they tell you that the ice cream machine's not working. And it's because they're cleaning it. And I always have to...
Yeah, but I want milkshake.
I always have to go through the argument inside my head of... I'm pissed that the thing is not clean. It's still on the menu out front. I demand my rights as an ice cream citizen.
You ever tell them that you...
But then I have to say, okay, this is good. This is good that they've shut down the machine and they're cleaning it.
Do you ever tell them that you're willing to risk it? Look, I know it's probably contaminated, but go ahead. I want milkshake.
They're like, sir, we haven't cleaned it in 3 weeks.
Care.
I don't care.
Milkshake.
I want it now. I want you to I'll scrape off whatever's growing on the top. I think whipped cream kills that stuff anyway, so I'm
got
fine.
to, yeah. If that doesn't, the cherry will.
Listeria bacteria found in the ice cream machines at Frugal's restaurant in Tacoma, Washington. It's like a burger joint kind of place. And people are very susceptible to this if they have some other, health condition going on. If you're 65 or older, you got a weakened immune system or whatnot. Also, people who are pregnant. Also are more susceptible to this. But, 3 people died. And it says that listeria can make people ill up to 70 days later.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
That's weird.
You've got
to
a lot
me.
of milkshakes that could go bad.
Yeah, I still have a lot of milkshakes in the window.
By the way, isn't Frugal's a bad name for a restaurant? Doesn't that imply they use cheap ingredients and skimp on
cleaning the milkshake machine?
Seems a little bit weird. But there were 6 people who got sick as a result of this, and then 3 of them died. But it reminds me of this show that people have been recommending to me on the Netflix. And have you heard of Poisoned?
Poison?
No.
It's called Poisoned, The Dirty Truth About Your Food.
Oh, no. I don't want to watch that.
Why not?
Oh, no.
Of course, it'd probably be good for me just to see that I wouldn't want to eat anything instead of just give me milkshake.
It details it. It's based on the book Poisoned, The True Story of the Deadly E. coli Outbreak That Changed the Way Americans Eat. Overly named. Too much name. And it chronicles the 1993 E. coli outbreak that killed 4 children, sickened over 700 people who ate at a particular place. I think that they tracked it down to the lettuce. Maybe it was the beef. But undercooked burgers. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah. Meat.
What place
I've always
was
been
it?
It was just
a place.
It was No, it was Jack in the Box.
Okay.
In 1993.
I do remember that.
Yeah, it was a big case.
Yeah.
But it did, straighten up the food industry a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when you think about how much food is prepared and made, I'm amazed that people don't get sick more often in everybody's world.
Me too.
Everybody's world.
I mean, at every restaurant there is, because I even watch it in home kitchens. I'm going like, hey, you're not going to wash your hands after handling that?
Mm-hmm.
Just, it didn't get it on me. I mean, it's not, no. You really need to.
And
I'm a stickler for it because my mom made me paranoid.
Yeah.
And that's the big argument against any time that I want food prep sanitation going on. It's that I'm paranoid and I'm just being overly concerned. That raw eggs aren't that big a deal. Raw meat's not that big a deal. All that. I'm just a big jerk on it, so.
Although considering all the germs floating around and all the people who don't wash their hands, we are a pretty resilient species, aren't we?
Yes,
we can handle a lot.
It's very strange. I'm always struck by two contradictory messages about us. We are incredibly fragile and we're incredibly hardy.
Yes.
And it's crazy how, I've watched, people who've ended up dying when one too many things happens to them at once, and then it just tips the whole thing out of balance. But yet at the same time, the fact that we can battle so much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we know people who've battled cancer like 4 times and they're still living, and you're just amazed by that. Then somebody else, gets a fever that lasts too long or gets a cough in their lungs, goes pneumonia, and then they die.
Yeah.
What?
George, don't listen to this part. I don't want to scare you.
I don't have pneumonia, by the way. I got a chest x-ray on Friday.
Oh, good. Well, that's good news.
What did they see?
Bronchitis.
They see a license plate and a boot in there?
Yes.
Why didn't he bingo when he says it?
I've never heard him say it before.
Right.
Oh, whatever.
That was new for me.
Yeah, that's a new.
I'm still producing new content 30 years in.
That's right.
Do you ever think it's weird when you're eating something going, this is crazy to me that I'm eating vegetables or lettuce or something that may have been on the other side of the world a week ago?
I never really think about that.
You ever think about where your food comes from?
No, I just know one.
Sometimes I do in the grocery store, and I'll pick up the carton or something of strawberries, and I'll see where it's from.
Mm-hmm. I'm just walking down grocery store aisles thinking, look at all this unnatural stuff that's packaged and on the shelf, and it just lasts for forever, and it just seems weird that this counts as food to me.
That's why they say shop around the outside of the grocery store.
Yep.
Because that's
where the vegetables and fruits and
and the meat and stuff like that. Yeah. But yet there's also could be problems with that.
Number one selling cookie in America.
One of those boner spiders that was in that bunch of bananas.
Number one selling cookie in America.
Wait, hold on. You just jammed the gears on me.
No, we're just talking about 2 seconds ago.
I know. 2 seconds ago? Yep. It was 5 minutes ago.
I'm using the Corby timeline.
Okay. Number one is going to be chocolate chip, probably.
No, I bet it's Oreo.
Oreo, number one, $675 million in revenue. Number one!
Now, you cannot use that as evidence to support your theory and then dismiss evidence that Kiss was the best-selling band of the 70s and 80s.
Well, it's the same thing.
Has George ever been consistent?
No, that's stuff that's very consistent. Yeah, I believe that.
What?
People like stuff that's bad for them. Kiss is not good for you. It's going to rot your brain.
But it's good. May not be good for you. Kind of like Oreos, right? It's a treat.
I think Oreos are better than the rock band Kiss.
Hold on. Just hold on.
Mark and play that for Peter King.
I'll say they're 53 times better than the rock band Kiss.
Oreos are 53 times better than Kiss.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
I don't know about that. If you're talking double stuffed, like double stuffed is definitely better than Aerosmith.
And Chips Ahoy is definitely better than Journey.
No way. Shut your mouth. When I was a kid, I didn't like the Chips Ahoy because they were too.
The homemade are better, but as far as packaged,
it was the first
cookie,
one.
it's fine.
Who was the first one that came up with soft cookie technology? Because for a long time, there was not soft cookie technology in prepackaged form.
Wasn't that a version of Chips Ahoy? Didn't they come up with soft and chewy?
Yeah, something like that.
I think that was the first one.
Now, soft and chewy, to me, is almost as good as AC/DC.
All right, on that note, that's the O-Deck.
Thanks, Miller Man. Well, former President Donald Trump says he's going to surrender to authorities in Georgia on Thursday. He's facing charges accusing him of illegally scheming to overturn the 2020 election loss in the state of Georgia. It's his fourth arrest since April, and he's the first former president in U.S. history to face indictment. What's indictment?
Indictment?
Oh. Why do we pronounce it indictment and spell it indictment?
Yeah, I wish we
Can we ever change the spelling of things? There's a lot of words that the spelling needs to be changed to.
A lot.
Bring it in alignment with the way we pronounce it.
Well, I think we
like
do.
Alignment.
No one corrects
pronunciation.
Yeah,
take out the G.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, he. I guess it's a RICO case. It's an Uncle Rico case against him. But he has a noon deadline on Friday to turn himself in. So do his 18 co-defendants. And he truthed about it. What do you call it when you tweet on truth? Is that called truthing?
Yes, you're truthing.
He non-X'd about it?
What's it called when you tweet on truth? It's called non-Xing. So that's going on. The devastation in Hawaii was toured by President Biden, and he got a mixed reception there. A lot of people are frustrated with what they perceive to be the slow federal response to this tragedy. And anywhere a president goes, you know they're going to be booed.
Oh, sure.
And heckled by someone. So
Slow
anyway,
federal response?
yeah, that's what
How
they
odd.
said. Yeah. They didn't welcome Brandon. Not everyone welcomed Brandon there. And he did make some weird comments comparing it to a kitchen fire. Let's go, Brandon. Or something like that. Said, man, the ground's still warm here, man.
Okay, he didn't say that.
I think he said
Didn't
something
say
like
man
that.
twice.
God love you.
Come on, man. Speaking of presidents, Jimmy Carter is
Yes.
passing a milestone. So we wish him well. Those can be painful to pass.
Jeez.
He has been in hospice for 6 months, and I think 6 months is the average amount of time that people spend in hospice before they pass away.
Wow, really?
See, I
would
think that would be much less than that.
Yeah, me too. I'd think 6 weeks.
It says hospice care is generally intended to relieve pain and suffering in patients who most likely have 6 months or less to live. So maybe it is
6 months may be the top end, maybe.
Yeah.
But I've heard of some people can live in hospice for years.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At least that's what they tell you when you go into hospice. Hey, it's not years, fine.
So he's been in 6 months?
Mm-hmm. He has.
Didn't his son say something this weekend?
He did. His son said that his parents are still holding hands and making memories together in their Georgia home. Actually, it was his grandson said this. Former president is 98.
Wow.
And his grandson said he's still very much Jimmy Carter. He's still opinionated and strong-willed. He's still him, has the same personality. And that's great to see. Oh, go ahead and have us all those double-stuffed Oreos.
No.
I'm a peanut.
Don't do
mama.
a cheap imitation. I know I've done it for the years, but
Come on, Joe.
he's given too much to the world in this country to
Jimmy Carter.
minimize like that.
Come on, talk to my daughter.
Especially in the state
Emma.
that he's in.
Why? What does it matter if he's in Georgia or if he's in Texas?
Yeah, they're celebrating
How
back-to-back
many
national
more
championships.
bad jokes are you going to crack during this Muse in the News?
Oh,
Until the ticket fires
George,
me.
whatever that figure is, I'll take the over.
Jerks.
Brando took the over, too.
Joke! But you're the one who does the fake Jimmy Carter.
Not anymore. Out of respect, I don't do it anymore.
Didn't your
Well,
parents?
was it derogatory?
No, I thought it was spot on, and it
Well,
killed
then why
back in
can't
the
you
day.
still do it?
Because no one knows what Jimmy Carter sounds like anyway.
It's scarring for him because his parents used to make him perform in front of company.
Some performances went better than others.
Hey, George, come over here and do your Jimmy Carter for everyone.
Talk like that.
You got to see this kid. This kid's unbelievable doing this Jimmy Carter. Go ahead and do it, you little punk.
He didn't talk like Gil Santos.
Who?
The late, great Gil Santos.
Who is that?
Former voice of the New England Patriots who you angered.
How would I have possibly angered the former voice of the New England Patriots?
Because you asked him if he just farted on the air.
Whoa, wait a second. Stop the show. What are you talking about?
We don't have time.
If you think you're going to get anywhere in this business being a punk and a smartass, you got another thing coming. You hear me? Now I'm going to exit stage left even.
I'm going to get that in.
May he rest in peace.
He's not dead. Jimmy Carter's still alive.
No,
He's sitting on the couch
Santos
holding hands.
Not.
You drove Gil Santos to an early grave.
Yeah. I did not. He died at like 90.
Your conflict with him at the Super Bowl.
I'll tell you something.
Carter is the longest living president in American history.
Yeah.
At 98. Will he make it to 100?
Well,
we're taking bets. George, you like to bet on everything.
No, not this.
Yeah, come on, get a little juice on this.
I don't like playing Guess Who Died or How Long Is He Going to Live.
I bet Phil
That's your
Mickelson
game.
has put something on this.
Yeah, Phil has got some action on this.
No doubt.
Believe me. They are making plans for Jimmy's 99th birthday party, which is supposed to happen on October 1st.
Okay, so he's only got a year and change to make it to 100.
Mm-hmm. But he's in hospice.
Right. But he's
is
pretty
it
resilient.
hospice or is it hospice? How do you pronounce it?
It's hospice.
Still in hospice.
Anyway,
our thoughts are with him.
Yes, and Rosalind, my wife, Rosalind.
So disrespectful.
She's up there too, right? She's about his age.
She turned 96 on Friday.
Man, what a couple.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
How many couples?
I heard it.
Now what
he just did it.
He couldn't
He
help
tried to
it.
do it off mic,
It's a drop.
but he could not resist
Off
it.
mic
He has
drop
to do it.
Yes, you did it.
All those years that Gil Santos made you do it in front of company, and
What?
you have to do it now.
Come here.
Gil Santos
Come here, you
was
little
not in
punk.
my home.
Come here. Do your Jimmy Carter in front of everyone. Come on. These are all Patriot fans. Do it.
How many couples
Are
both,
Gil Santos?
both make it to 100?
14.
Less than 1%.
That has to be a really small number,
Yeah, I don't think it's very.
and they're
getting
threatening to
close.
do it.
They're not threatening. They're hoping. Let's see. Rosalind, it was announced in May that she has dementia.
Way to go, Gordon.
Yeah. They say that's blurred some of her memories, but she still knows her family. So that's
good.
That's nice. This says that the couple has known each other almost since birth.
So they grew up together.
Yeah, what's the backstory there?
Plains, Georgia? Is that where they grew up?
That's right. Grew up in Plains, Georgia. Just being a simple little peanut farmer. Just raising them peanuts. I love
It doesn't
raising
sound
them
like
peanuts.
anybody.
I love
No one
peanuts
has
in my
ever
mouth.
talked like that.
Put your peanuts in my mouth.
Mark,
Cheap.
What? He was a peanut farmer.
those of us that took the over are sitting pretty right now.
Okay. All right. Anyway, they've been married for 77 years.
Are you doing Mac Brown?
What? I can't do a fake Jimmy Carter like George can. George specializes in it.
I don't do it
You made a
anymore.
career out of it.
A career.
You have.
Come here, you little punk. Get in here. Don't you knock over your daddy's drink while you're doing your fake Jimmy Carter.
That's George's dad right there.
No, it's not.
Amanda Knox has announced that she's pregnant again. Now, this is Foxy Knoxy, as Craig calls her.
No, I never called her that, but it's funny.
She, you know why she's famous, George?
Hang on, I'm rescheduling my day with this big news here. Let me
right.
move that meeting.
Here's George
okay.
once again,
All right.
minimizing women's pregnancies. That's
Okay,
what he's
so-
all about.
Who is she again? Is it one of the Sprite girls that burped because they drank a whole Sprite?
No.
No, not one of the Sprite girls. Good because she drank a lot of Sprite. She's a girl who got convicted, killed another girl. She killed girl and get convicted.
She killed girl.
Yeah,
she got convicted.
She killed girl and get convicted.
There's the ghost of Gaylord Perry telling you who Amanda Knox is. All right. No, Amanda Knox. You remember this? This happened in Italy back in 2007. And she had a boyfriend, an Italian boyfriend over there, and they had a roommate that was killed. And then her and her roommate boyfriend, or her and her boyfriend, were suspected of this.
Okay.
And she got convicted in an Italian court of law and served some time, too. She was sentenced to 28 and a half years in prison, but was acquitted in 2011 after an appeals court found that the legal procedures had not been followed and that there was no DNA tying her and her then-boyfriend, Rafael Solicito, to the scene, and she was released. Now she lives in Seattle. But she posted a picture on Instagram that showed her preg spreading on a bench.
What?
She was preg spreading.
What's that?
That's you get when you get mad at people because they open up their legs in a public space and take up too much room and you can't sit down.
She's knoxed up.
Okay. That's better than anything Gordo's had the last 10 minutes.
You're only supporting him because you want to be against me.
That's not true. I support you.
Yeah, you've never heard of man spreading?
Yeah, John Gruden used to always man spread on Monday Night Football when they'd do the two-man shot of he and Tirico in the booth, and he'd have his legs spread way apart and be fiddling with his junk.
Yeah, man.
Oh. And so Amanda Knox makes her announcement by preg spreading.
Okay.
I posted the picture on Twitter. You can see it.
Yep.
And what did you think about Amanda Knox, Craig?
I suspected that she was guilty.
Oh. I meant...
And
more, did you find her attractive?
I found her reasonably attractive, yes.
Hot sports opinions.
And maybe there was a little element of danger there. Made her more attractive.
Gosh.
You have to make that.
Do guys like women who look like they'd put a knife to your throat in the middle of it?
There is something semi-thrilling that you're going on a date with a woman and she might kill you at the end.
Do women have that attraction too?
Apparently,
women like the dangerous guys.
They like
right?
to write the prisoners, convicted murderers.
Anyway, Amanda Knox is pregnant with baby number 2. Her first baby is named
Damien.
No,
Mark. Fruit Basket McGee.
Damn. First baby name Eureka Muse Knox Robinson. What Gaylord Perry said there was Eureka Muse Knox Robeson.
May he
Robinson.
rest in peace, Gaylord.
Eureka Muse Knox Robinson. Okay. All right. So that is...
it's amazing news.
She's just, a big P1, and she listens on stream from Seattle, and that's why she named the baby Eureka Muse Knox.
Okay.
Going to Corgi, actually.
Corgi. Colin Ray, 63. He's a country singer.
Nope.
Regina Taylor, 63. Roland Orzabald of Tears for Fears is 62.
Your guy.
Why is he my guy?
You like to impersonate.
He has his crazy mush mouth. Tori Amos, 60. She's the one that nursed a pig, right, on an album?
Yes.
James DeBarge of DeBarge is 60. Ty Burrell from Modern Family, 56.
Bill, what a great character.
Celebrity chef Giada De Laurentiis is 53. What was the controversy she was involved in?
I don't know.
I thought there was some kind of controversy with her.
She nursed a pig while cooking.
Whoa.
Paul Doucette of Matchbox 20, 51. He's the guitarist. Beanie Man, the rapper, 50. Kristen Wiig from Bridesmaids and Saturday Night Live is 50. James Corden is 45.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What?
That's any junior's kryptonite?
I just don't like carpool karaoke.
I like that segment. I've heard some weird stuff about Corden.
I've heard some weird stuff about Gordon.
I've heard weird stuff about you, so I guess we all got to take it with a grain of salt. Yaz is 84.
Carl Yastrzemski, Triple Crown winner.
Mm-hmm. Bill Parcells he won the Belmont and the Preakness? I knew he won the Derby. Bill Parcells, 82.
Maybe we'll call him today.
Call him at 8:40
Yeah.
And Paulie Molitor is 67.
Hall of Famer.
Awesome.
You're up to date.
Okay, that's Muse. But joining us now, in the wake of our last segment talking about Robo Taxis, is a Robo Taxi. Good morning.
I am Robo Taxi 3000. I'm glad to be on with the morning users on Sports Radio 1310. Dig it.
Don't forget 96.7.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have you on. Although we have to say a lot of people are really freaked out by the concept of robo-taxis.
There is no need to fear. I am your friend. I will take you to your destination and give you complimentary water and crypto.
And crypto. Okay. Okay, so we were wondering, when is this going to be in place? When is all this going to happen?
We will soon be available for all of your transportation needs. Right now, the mothership AI is projecting full implementation by December 25, 2025, and full destruction by December 31, 2025.
Full destruction, and it's going to happen on a New Year's Eve? Well, so what will it be like to actually be in a robo-taxi?
I will make conversation with you. Would you like to run a simulation of what it will be like?
Yeah, I think we'd love that.
Hello, kind sir. How are you doing? Are you having a pretty good little day? What is taking you to the adult bookstore this evening? After a brief search of your Amazon history for Greg Miller, would you like me to order some more bullet vibes for your birthday?
It sounds the whole voice thing sounds very primitive.
Yeah, I don't know. This is all the bugs have been worked out quite yet. All right, so have you had any celebs that you've already picked up? Have you already tried?
I have had Luca ride with me, and he complained the whole time.
Luca?
I had Mike Ducey ride with me to a MAGA rally, and he was really worked up. He also mentioned that he didn't think Bradley Cooper's nose thing was all that unrealistic.
Okay. Don't make up stuff about Ducey.
He was also not wearing pants.
That's possible.
Well, are there any other ventures that you're into these days?
I also have a side job as a robotic Mac Brown impersonator. I also have a job talking hockey on air as a personality called Scott Farrell on the bench.
Yeah, it sounds a little
like
bit.
Farrell.
Failed bit warning, failed bit warning, failed bit warning, failed bit warning.
For this bit or the whole idea?
Sounds like he's self-destructing.
All right, there's Robo Taxi. Who knows, it may give you a ride across town in the next couple of weeks.
Thanks, Craig. Texas Hornet says, Giorgio, right there with you. Julia Roberts is so overrated. Cow mouth, he adds. Calls her cow mouth. Yeah. What are you eating over there?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Yeah, you are.
Unlimited enchiladas.
Okay, is it just
We got
because
some enchiladas delivered.
are you laughing more now that you're wheezing, or are we just noticing how much you giggle in an average day?
I don't know.
Because it seems like you giggle a lot. And it's very apparent.
Sometimes you just have to laugh every once in a while.
Oh, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, especially when you're covering
I don't want
draft.
I don't want to say that. I don't like this narrative that I'm like anti Julia Roberts, and I take back everything bad I've said. I was just cracking a joke. That's all it takes. I was just cracking a joke.
Well, I take back everything bad I've ever said.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so you're fine now.
Wouldn't that be great if we could all just hit a reset button?
Yes.
And things that you regret, people would actually forgive you for them. That'd be so wonderful.
I know.
But who's willing to do that?
There's good people in this world who forgive.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. Get this from Phil in Dallas. He says, the Death Star is like Stonehenge. Jerry marks his calendar by where the sun hits the field. So that's why he keeps the curtains open. Because that's how he marks the passage of his life. I thought Chris had a really funny Photoshop where he said Jerry needs an upgrade, and he showed the old the Death Star big screen, and it was the old style projection TV. How did that thing work? And I guess this one isn't a projection TV, but I remember these were the first big screen TVs that I'd ever seen.
Oh yeah.
They're in a big cabinet.
A huge wooden cabinet. They're not just the console TVs that used to sit on the ground like a piece of furniture that had only a 20-inch screen in it. This was the larger screen, but it was huge and dominated a living room.
That's very funny. I'm going to retweet this.
So cheap looking. So cheap looking. About hospice care, we discussed it because Jimmy Carter is still in hospice after 6 months. 6 months ago he announced that he was going into hospice. Still alive. He's at 98 and is about to turn 99 on October 1st. The oldest living president of all time in American history. Well, Shan says that both her grandfathers died overnight on their first night in home hospice care.
Wow.
Yeah. Sure that can happen.
So we were wondering, what is the average amount of time that someone is in hospice?
My guess would be a couple of weeks.
That would be my guess.
That's been my experience.
She adds, but my granddaddy's best friend lived in hospice for 2 years.
Damn.
So get this
what
from...
is the average time spent in hospice?
And does Julia Roberts have cow mouth?
No.
Huh. Type that in, too, and see if it autofills.
The median stay is 24 days. The average stay is 76 days.
Whoa.
There you go.
Longer than I thought.
Well, P1 Jim says, Gordon, my name is Jim.
Jim.
I'm a hospice care representative. I've been working in hospice for the last 13 years. Hospice patients can be on services for years. It just depends on when he or she is referred to hospice care. It also depends on the diagnosis. Says that they're reevaluated every 60 days. And patients with dementia typically live longer in hospice care than other diagnoses like cancer or COPD or something like that. He said there's a major misconception about hospice care that patients only live a few days or weeks. Again, it just depends on their diagnosis and at what point they're referred to hospice care. Because some families wait really long before, making that decision, say, okay, yes, to hospice care. Because I think it feels like a final throwing in of the towel to some people. It's a psychological hurdle.
Yeah.
Eric says, as a public service to P1s, can we please have fake Jimmy Carter school closings this winter? Maybe he can do it along with fake Michael Irvin.
Okay.
Jimmy Carter and fake Michael Irvin doing school closings. Now, by the time that this winter rolls around, we may have to throw a little echo on Jimmy Carter's voice. But why is George laughing at that?
Because he's giggling at everything these days. He's wheeze giggling.
Seriously, do they have you on some mood-altering substance?
I don't think so.
Does that inhaler?
Albuterol, what does that do to you? It makes you jumpy a little bit, doesn't it?
No, albuterol is just like steroids, right?
Yeah,
It's
but I remember
kind of
when my kids used to take
that?
like a breathing treatment. Their hands used to shake.
Like Hitler and Downfall?
Well, we can come up with a better example.
The Nazis.
Side effects of albuterol include nervousness. Are you nervous?
Maybe.
Shakiness.
Yeah,
are you shaky?
Yeah, a little bit.
You are shaky.
Mm-hmm.
Headache.
No, don't feel good.
Eyes all glazed over? Is that it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Diarrhea.
No, it's not on here.
Idiot.
Throat or nasal irritation.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really have anything to do with the giggles.
The what?
The giggles.
JW says that from what he understands, most of those robo trucks that we were talking about, the long-haul truckers, they still have a person in the cab.
Oh, they do?
So they haven't gone personless.
Full robot.
Yeah. They haven't gone full robot.
Full robot.
But they're moving towards that, having no people in the cab. Brian says it was smart of the Robo Taxi folks to use Stephen Jones' voice for their vehicles. Hashtag 840. All right.
Don't listen to the noise.
Man,
just do your thing.
We're trying.
If you missed it, today's 840-bit self-destructed.
Yeah, it did.
It blew up at the end.
At the end. It had a failed bit warning, major malfunction, and it blew up. So,
speaking of that, this is a funny message that just came in from a P1 chap. Because we were talking about the three of us doing a live broadcast while in a Robo Taxi, taking a Robo Taxi ride and broadcasting what it was like. And he says, what if the live broadcast equipment interferes with the robo car and the car malfunctions and explodes?
Why is that funny? That would be horrible.
That would be a good way to go out, wouldn't it?
Wheels-off ending to this show.
Yeah, wasn't 5G supposed to take down all the airplanes or something like that?
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That 5G interfered with airplane technology?
So the ticket could interfere with Robo Taxi technology?
Yeah, I guess it could.
Better chance of our broadcast equipment malfunctioning.
Okay.
You're right about that.
I'm still getting a kick out of your very underrated gem of Average and the Beast. My mind keeps working on that joke. It's great. Talked about how unfair it was that they put Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett on the cover of People and then label it Beauty and the Beast. You said, yes, it was unfair. It should have been Average and the Beast. It's so harsh.
I know. I hate myself. I shouldn't have
She
said that.
dated Lyle Lovett.
Yes, Craig. Michael says, to expand on Oreo talk, what are Hydrox cookies, and are they associated with Oreo in some odd way?
Cheap, or it's an impersonation. I don't know if it's cheap.
Do cookies impersonate each other? There's something wrong about that claim.
It's not as good.
You don't like Hydrox as much
concept, but it's not. They don't have the magic ingredients that Oreo has.
Don't you think Hydrox is kind of a weird name for a cookie?
Yeah.
That makes me think of a cleaning product or something.
Yeah. Remember I broke the story a couple of years ago about how many different types of Oreos there are now? All the different flavors.
I don't know that that's breaking the story.
Y'all didn't know until I told you.
I remember that. Fondly.
You do not remember
Oreos
it fondly.
all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah, Oreos started tricking up Oreos. I talked myself into a corner.
Nabisco.
Oreos started tricking up itself many, many years ago. There was like confetti Oreos, and they do 4th of July Oreos.
Halloween.
And that's pretty genius of them to sell themed Oreos because it's still the same ingredients. You just add food coloring.
Mm-hmm. Hey, suckers me in every Christmas.
And
red and green Oreos.
We got corrected. It's not marshmallow in the middle of it.
What is it?
It's some kind of filling or stuffing. And Jason says they call it cream with CREME, but with no accent mark, so it's not French.
Cream.
Because they can't claim that it's CREAM because there's no milk derivative in it.
Oh.
It's basically, I've always heard it's basically shortening, like it's just vegetable shortening that's got sugar in it.
It's perfection, whatever it is.
But I think there's only 4 levels of stuffed, right? Isn't there? There's regular Oreos, there's double stuffed, there's triple stuffed, and then there's mega stuffed.
God, idiocracy.
I think that's right.
Okay.
Mega stuffed
there were
cookie.
2 or 3. I didn't know there were 4.
Yeah, mega stuffed, and then it's STUFT, right? Oh, stuff. It's just the STUF. They can't even say stuff because they can't legally call it stuff. So it's STUF. Yeah, I'll be darned.
Regular Oreo is all you need. You don't need all that other stuff.
It's mega stuff. So you can refer to that middle thing as STUF or creme de la creme, but CREME. That's the way it works. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at all the Oreo cookies they have.
Hit me, because I forgot about some of the flavors.
Okay, here, this is under one section. Oreo Toffee Crunch Chocolate Sandwich Cookies.
Oh.
Oreo Chocolate Hazelnut Flavored Cream Sandwich Cookies. Oreo Java Chip Flavored Cream Sandwich Cookies. Mint Flavored Cream. Chocolate Sandwich Cookie Birthday Flavored Cream.
Is that the one with the sprinkles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
Chocolate Cream Chocolate Sandwich.
Okay.
Dark Chocolate. Peanut Butter Pie.
Ooh.
Peanut Butter Sandwich, which is different than the peanut butter pie.
That's why they're the number one selling cookie. There's 12 different kinds of Oreos.
What? 12 different what?
Kinds.
Then there's, in the classic Oreo section, there's the Oreos. There's the Oreo Cakesters.
What's that?
I don't know.
It's like a soft Oreo.
Yeah, soft outside. Ooh, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
They have double stuff and then mega stuff. I guess mega stuff is the triple.
Okay.
So maybe there's only 3 levels, and the sweet spot is the double stuff. Then there's gluten-free. Then there's double stuff gluten-free. So if you're wanting to eat healthy, I guess, that doesn't irritate your stomach, then you do.
Just go original if you want to eat healthy.
Yeah, I guess so. Then there's fudge covered. There's Oreo Thins. Then there's limited edition Oreos, which includes Halloween, pumpkin spice, Super Mario flavored.
Super Mario?
Cotton candy. These are golden cotton candy. S'more Oreos. And blackout cake chocolate sandwich cookies.
Good God.
Is this a great country or what?
This is the best country ever.
Yay!
And then Oreo Thins come in looks like about 7 different flavors, too. All based on one cookie.
The greatest cookie ever.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the best-selling one.
Yep.
For sure.
Everybody's telling us that Hydrox predated the Oreo.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. So what are Hydroxes, and how did they not... Did they get mad at Oreo?
How did they not become Oreo?
Did they get mad at Oreo?
Why weren't they as big as Oreo?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking at them. They look very similar.
They lack magic.
Yeah, it debuted in 1908.
Yeah.
Oh, Hydrox was largely discontinued in 1999. But yet I'm still seeing them for sale.
Was it a Me Too thing?
Here's a Hydrox Cookies Master Pack of 6. What does that mean?
You only get 6?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what it says, though. Yeah, and the font for Hydrox is all medieval looking and death metal looking.
Sounds like marketing was their problem.
So the official cookie of Paul Bearer.
And then there's only one car. One brand new car under $20,000 now.
Is it the smart car, one of those tiny cars?
No, it's the Mitsubishi Mirage.
I don't know much about that.
According to Kelley Blue Book. I remember when $20,000 was like a real psychological breaking point in cars.
Yeah.
Like most cars were all in the teens. Mm-hmm. And then you had some cars started going higher in the low 20s.
Yeah.
And then it was 30. I mean, anything that was 30 or above, that was...
Yeah, you were rolling.
Mm-hmm. And now I can't remember what the average price of a car is. But you look at prices of trucks.
Oh, my gosh.
Getting a loaded Silverado or F-150.
70, 80.
Yes.
More.
We're going to get to the point where the average car is $100,000.
Yes.
And that's insane.
Oh.
Hopefully we'll all be in Robo Taxis at that point.
Maybe the electric price will come down, though.
Electric cars?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
The ones I've seen advertised don't seem that crazy expensive.
Not that bad. I mean,
a couple of the companies have introduced new models around 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are plans for more.
Wonder if there's a lot. That was a generic catch-all statement. That
I think there are plans for more. I'm going to start using that more, actually.
All right. Close the audio vault.
Okay, thanks. That's the corner.
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Let's put up the signal.
Do it.
Do we have to go through all this radio theater?
Big finish. And look who just arrives. As soon as the signal is put out there, he appears. It's Gordon Keith.
You bet.
From the Morning Muses. Marconi Award-winning Gordon Keith.
What's up, Invasion?
He told me that he was the one that won the award.
Well, I can see why.
Yeah. The main reason why.
I just know that those other two guys didn't win one until I came around. That's all I know.
That's fair. That is fair.
That.
And in fairness, I didn't win one until they came around. So,
but that's just small, minor details.
Yeah. Team. It's very important to have a good team.
You're on social media a lot, Gordon. Did you see the
Thank you for knowing that.
The awkward handshake between Muser-friendly Joe Buck and the new owner of the Washington Commanders?
I heard about it, but I didn't watch it yet.
It's funny.
Is it really bad?
It's really funny because of Troy's reaction. And the next time you guys have him on, you have to ask him about it because you can.
How do I find it?
I would say Joe Buck handshake.
Oh, here it is.
Probably.
Here it is. Wow, I just scrolled down to Ragonk's account and posted. Okay, let me look at it.
Yeah, I want you to.
I think it's 2nd and 8 when we go back to work here. How exciting is this for you?
It's great. I mean, everyone's coming out. I've been told that the
new owner just casually dressed.
Regular season game.
It's not in a suit or anything.
Look, we gotta.
Yeah, man, he looks way dressed down.
It's just chilling.
Like he looks like,
hey, we're having a good time.
Looks like he just came off a bender. All right, hold on.
He does kind of look like that.
We gotta get. It's preseason, but we still like to win.
Yeah, I mean, you're no stranger. You're no stranger to professional sports teams managing general
like what? Why would at that point he would think Joe Buck wanted to shake his hand?
Now, Buck's not even looking at him.
No,
Joe's just gesturing, holding out his hand.
He's talking with his hands
point.
like he does all the time.
And the owner, in his bender haze,
he looks down and just grabs it. And it wasn't even a firm handshake.
I know. And the way Troy laughs is great. Troy knew that there was an awkward moment there.
I think Troy has so much ticket in his mind right now. Definitely.
That look he gives at Joe. Man, that's so great.
That's
so great.
Funny.
So who's this dude? Commander's new owner?
Yep. He's head of the group.
Josh Harris.
$6.05 billion.
Seems pretty rich.
Where does Josh Harris get his money from?
I don't know, but Magic Johnson is a part of that group also.
Ah.
Is he a hotel guy?
Magic Johnson? No, he's basketball.
Are you sure?
That's Harrah's Casinos. This is Harris.
You don't know.
Okay,
but
that's a good point.
He co-founded the private equity firm Apollo Global Management.
See, that's where you make all your money.
What does that mean?
I need to found a private equity firm.
What is that? How do you do that?
You invest in hedge fund.
What is that?
And then that
Continue.
venture capitalizes you.
So that like diversifying your portfolio?
Yes, that right there.
I knew it.
Diversify your portfolio.
All right,
to include S&P.
That's correct.
That's very important.
S&P, is that some sexual thing?
No, it's
Isn't that a monopoly piece?
It's a grocery store. S&P grocery stores.
Okay.
There's 500 of them.
They always look.
Is there more to that sentence?
The richest guys always look like the ones that
don't care the most
and don't deserve the money.
What? Yeah.
They always have that look. Like even that dude.
I feel like
anyone deserve money.
If he's walking down the street, there's no way you would peg him as a billionaire.
Oh yeah, I would. If he gave me $1 million, I would.
No, you would.
Then you would.
I would peg him
for $1 million.
Sure.
God, I'd do it for way less than that.
Really? You're going to undercut me?
No, you would.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
$500,000, tax free, done.
You would not do that.
No.
To another man of my choosing for $1 million.
$1 million tax free.
And it's different than you being the receiver. Like, to me, that makes a difference. If you're receiving, that seems like there's more pain and suffering involved.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
But still, would you do that for $1 million? Receive.
Yep. Sure would.
Wow.
100%. They do it. I mean, come on.
They do it where?
Shawshank. I mean,
I don't think that's what they were doing in Shawshank.
I don't think so either.
They were doing natural pegging, which is
natural farm raised pegging.
Yes, it's farm to table pegging.
You're good on country boy, ain't you?
That's the best type because
man, for $1 million, I don't know that you could say something I wouldn't do.
Really?
This
is fascinating.
That's a bold claim.
We need to go fund me this thing.
I mean, I don't you can't. I don't know. I was going to say you can't cut off my arm, but maybe you could. I don't know. You could hit me in the face
for $1 million. You would not let someone cut off your arm.
See, I don't think I would either.
All right, what about $5 million
to go one arm?
Yeah.
Sedative or no? Like I have to feel it?
No, I mean it's fully surgically, done properly and all that. But you just have to amputate your good arm
for the good one.
For $5 million. For $5 million, you invest that and get 4% a year. What's 4% of $5 million?
I mean, I feel like I think I could do that because we're having the technology now where an artificial limb of that nature, if I had enough money, I could buy one that works really well.
$200,000.
$200,000. So you'd get $200,000 a year, not touching your principal, your $5 million. If you invest it, and it returns $250,000, $250,000, $250,000,
I'm trying to think in my head how long I plan on living, and then annually what my payout would be. Would it be worth to live that long with only one arm? I think that it probably.
But it's $200,000 a year,
right?
Now, granted, with inflation, keep doing what it's doing. $200,000
to
not
one
gonna,
arm. Man, I think I could do it.
What about an eye?
Oh yeah, that'd be easy.
Wait. The arm is more difficult than the eye.
Well, yeah, because,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, what difference does it make if you only have one eye?
But you can't see in stereo anymore.
Yeah, you just see.
I have the two arm thing. There's a lot of needs for two arms. Actually,
That's the stupidest statement ever.
No,
there's a lot of needs for two arms.
There is.
You couldn't drive at 10 and 2.
Exactly. Yeah, I do different things with each of my arms. So I was trying to think, what do I do with each arm? And could I relearn that with other arm?
With other arm. So $5 million. Wait, Donnie, you're saying no way on $5 million for one arm.
I think I'm out.
You think? So we're pretty close.
So $10 million, you would do it.
$10 million.
That's my right
Donnie.
arm, though.
I know it.
Dude, Mark Cuban gives $2 million to people on Shark Tank all the time.
That's
so I feel like we could make this happen.
Do we think that we would actually make $10 million in our lifetime with two arms? And you know that you can make $10 million in your lifetime with one arm. So
I feel like I could give away a leg easier than an arm.
Cut off the
Right.
arm, get $10 million, start an OnlyFans. There'll be people that are into that sort of thing.
The one-arm OnlyFans guy.
Yeah.
Why would they be into that?
Because human sexuality, there's
Have
someone
you been
into
on
everything.
The internet?
Yeah, you need to look at internet.
I do, but I don't think it's just specialty with one arm.
Mail off for internet.
There's a lot of
internet
those.
to you.
There's a lot of subgenres that are very popular.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I bet you all of us could make a lot of money on OnlyFans.
We could.
By doing what?
Well, that's
Stuff.
where you got to get creative. You got to specialize in something. You would be the one-arm begging guy. I don't know, but something.
There you go.
But you have to do that a lot to make a ton of money on
Like the
that.
guy that sits on mason jars.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
That's a thing. You haven't seen that?
And he'll do what?
Oh, we got to show Donnie the video of the guy.
I don't know if
who
I want to see it.
It's just about
tried to.
the shock value of the insult.
Oh, is he making it disappear?
He made a mason jar disappear, and this is early internet.
I've seen champagne bottle.
He makes a
that's easier
a
than
mason
mason
jar
jar.
disappear, and then all of a sudden you hear a muffled pop, and the mason jar shattered within.
Oh man, that's
and
rough.
then there was
That didn't kill him?
there was waterfall of crimson that began.
Of course.
You need to see the video. It's
Well, no.
that seems extreme.
You
put
described
religious
it.
music on at the same time to kind of counterbalance.
You
but,
described it accurately, and I think I'm fine
okay.
with not seeing a video of
$5 million, you in?
the mason jar. No.
I'd try.
Oh man,
$5 million is a lot of money, man.
I know, but
but to have
having
exploding mason jar,
having the
that's
use
just,
of your bottom is probably worth a little more than $5 million.
You would heal.
Would
Yes.
you?
Yeah.
What if all of a sudden you have the check
Time heals all wounds.
and then the mason jar is right
I've
there,
read
but
that.
as soon as you haven't even cashed it, but now you have a death because it just.
But it
ripped
would go
you
to your
off.
family.
Yeah, you don't.
And when people ask them how their
I'm not
loved
having-
one made the money, they just kind of get evasive.
I'm not having my wife and another dude enjoying my $5 million because I croaked
Yeah, that's
and I wasn't able to enjoy it. I'm not setting her up like that.
that's rough. That's why everyone
I
needs to omit their spouse from their will.
Yeah.
Because you
the
don't
other
want
guy.
some new spouse enjoying the fruits of your
what you
two-armed
went
labor.
through. Right.
You do
Is
have
this
a,
what you had on the talk?
No,
run
it really
sheet
is.
to
It's really not.
Get into
Not at
one-arm
all.
mason jar billionaire talk.
but we did. Now that you bring this up, when you go to a funeral, we went to a funeral this past weekend.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And you start talking about different things as the
Generic.
service is going on or
Okay, still
afterwards.
generic. That's very
Because my
generic.
wife is planning my service while we're at the funeral of her uncle.
Really?
Yeah, we're not going to do this at your funeral.
Taking tips.
Are you going to have? Are you going to be the cremated guy, or are you going to be the buried guy?
I'm pretty sure I'll be the buried guy.
Yeah.
You can get aquafied now.
You can get aquafied. You get pressed into a diamond now.
Can you really?
Yeah. I think they cremate you and then press your ashes into a diamond, and then your loved one can wear that.
Okay.
That'll be the ring she has to take off and put on the bedside table when
As
she's with new guy.
right.
When he's like, yeah.
When
He's like,
Use the
propose
hole.
with this.
used the what?
What?
What did you say?
I don't know. My
I
mic.
didn't
something
hear
happened to
you.
my
What-
mic
what-
for
say
a
it
second.
again?
I don't know.
What was that?
Back to sports. So, yeah. So you want to be buried, right?
I actually don't care because I'm gone.
You know they do composting now too.
Where they just let people eat you? I mean,
Yeah,
worms
it's
and
something
stuff?
weird to where they. It seems like they
Really?
put you in a box with mushrooms, and the mushrooms eat you or something. I don't know.
And do you consume the mushrooms?
No, you don't still eat after you're dead.
No. I'm saying the people that are still
Wow.
with us. Do
It's
they
legal
eat
in
the
6
mushrooms?
states.
No.
Like they
don't-
make a nice pizza and it's meat.
No.
That's
they
kind of
eat it.
awesome.
It's just something about how the mushrooms or whatever turn you into earth more.
Yeah.
No, you're explaining it perfectly.
I know.
Keep going.
I'm nailing the science of it, but
It's just like when you compost trash. It's the same thing.
I don't do that. I need to start doing that. I need to buy one of those compost barrels that you turn.
I always think it just turns it into a square.
Interesting.
Like
What?
cartoons. Just the trash when you compost it. And it's just a big square that you
A
can.
square of compost?
Yeah.
I don't know what
I
he's
don't
talking
think that's how
about.
it works. How else can you?
He
what else
must
can
have
you have
sat on a
happen to
mason
you?
jar recently. He's losing blood. His brain's not
Composting is
working right.
interesting. I got to look at that. Is appealing.
I would smoke someone. Like they smoke Tupac's
Wait,
ashes.
hold on. You're going.
I would want if I'm.
Who smoked Tupac's ashes?
He's still alive, I thought.
No, he's not alive.
You don't think so?
How do you know? Did you see him?
No, I haven't seen
So
him,
he
but
could
he's
be alive.
No, he's not.
You don't.
That's a whole thing,
But-
right? Because he wanted to die to escape the limelight or something. What's the conspiracy theory on Tupac?
I have no conspiracy. I think he's dead.
Well, I know you don't. I'm asking what is the conspiracy theory?
I don't know.
There's some people that feel he's
subscribe
alive.
to those conspiracy theories.
Well, you don't have to
Tupac.
subscribe to them. I'm just saying, what are they?
Like Elvis. Do you think Elvis is alive? A lot of conspiracy theories about that.
Yes, I do not think he's alive. But the theory is that he was tired of living in the limelight, therefore he tried to escape it by faking his death.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, that's why Jim Morrison did it.
Why don't you just stop performing and just chill and no one would even care?
Because that doesn't create as much internet chatter.
The internet wasn't around when Elvis died.
But Elvis was godlike, therefore he knew the internet was going to be invented.
Well, you have an answer to everything, right?
I do have an answer to everything.
Well, Tupac is dead.
There's no way to know.
I hate to break that to you.
So
And
anyway,
they smoked his ashes, and I think
which is illegal and also apparently harmful because I just looked it up.
It's harmful to smoke human remains?
That's what it says. I don't know why, since it's also a part of you.
I would want someone to put me in a blunt and smoke me if I'm cremated.
It's classy.
All
in a
of
religious
you?
service?
No.
Oh.
Just out on the beach. Light it up.
You want
Let's
one
get high.
person to smoke all of you.
Not all of me. Just mix me up with some.
Well, then what happens to the rest of you?
Some good stuff. I don't know. You can.
You heard what George wants to do. He wants to be cremated and then sprinkled into my spaghetti so that I can consume him. So that we can become one.
I know. He'll be inside of you forever.
So
or until
beautiful.
the next bowel movement.
So beautiful.
And then George just kind of pops out of there.
He mason jars out. Oh, jeez.
Then after school, you take George to the pool.
He mason jars out. Here I am. You just hear this.
Kind of playing a little Texas country.
George is on the way.
Or if he's playing some
Red
bird
dirt
dogs
out of there.
That's fantastic.
Some bird dogs in your bottom.
How much is composting? Did you get a price on that, Matt?
No, but it's only available in 6 states.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is Texas one of them?
No.
Damn
What do you
it.
think?
Hit the signal.
It's called recompose.
Recompost. Okay.
That's what it says. Man,
That's the Bible verse, right? Compost to compost. Is that... Are you playing me off?
What?
You're playing me off?
Well, you're taking too long. We have to go to break.
Oh,
this is long acceptance
Thank
speech.
you. Am I around for the next segment or I'm done?
No, you can stick around.
No, that means I'm done.
No, you're not done.
No, yes, I am.
Let's
You're
smoke.
kicking me
We'll
out.
smoke George over spaghetti next.
I'm gonna go Mason Jar-
Once again, The Ticket presents Why Today Doesn't Suck.
Dude, you suck.
And now, here are your hosts, Sean Bass and David Mino.
It's the 1 to 3 program. David Mino and Sean Bass. We're just watching Braden, Aiden, and Caden in the Little League World Series. It's a big one. And at 2:56, here's Lando.
Thank you, David. Eatsy's Market and Bakery brings you Old Monty.
Why are both teams allowed to wear yellow in this game?
Yeah, one's gold. It's a little different.
Yeah, we're in a rundown. It's chaos. I'm colorblind.
Both white pants, too.
That's really unstable.
It's a bad bit.
Got Nash Carter up there.
Failed,
right now.
man. Well, thank you, Lando. We welcome in the hard line, Corby Davidson, Bob Sturm, Davey Lane. As today is Tuesday, August 22nd, the 234th day of the year. 131 left on this date in 1965. In a game between the Giants and Dodgers, Juan Marichal was up to the plate to lead off the inning. When
he
catcher,
has the biggest ass in baseball. That's Chapman. Has the biggest ass in baseball.
It wasn't Juan Marichal.
No.
When catcher John Rosborough was throwing the ball back to Sandy Koufax, he nearly hit Marichal, which led to him attacking the catcher with his bat. He hit Roseborough twice before both benches cleared, and a 14-minute brawl ensued. Talk about needing Twitter for an event. A batter just going after a catcher with a bat.
I want John Boy's breakdown of that.
So was Marichal canceled for that?
Probably not.
No, he had a couple of tweets, though, that had him a little dicey during World War II.
How severe? I'm looking at a video here. I don't know.
Retweeted some of the racist Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Yeah.
Right.
Wasn't too friendly to Japan. So what about the video, Bob? Are you saying?
Well, we had read this since we were little kids, and I just was curious the severity of the bat swings. Now, this video appears to be midway through.
Yeah, you can't find one at the beginning.
So did these giant swings happen before this video started? Because the video looks...
That's what I've led to believe is there are...
Yeah, he was really tired.
Oh, there's a fight. I need to get out my 8mm. Crackety crank.
Record.
Oh, no, they're going crazy.
He's got the
Hold it
bat,
horizontal.
He's got the bat over his head.
You'll get it one day.
But I don't know if these are violent swings necessarily.
I think the swings were before, the guy pulled out the hood to put over his head. And
there's blood all over the chest protector.
That was from his lady.
It would seem like jail time.
That was a forced shot right there, Monty.
It sure was.
Anytime blood is referenced.
Wait till the ball is in the right spot in the
up his
offense.
arm.
Wait till open shot.
No, I'm Javi Baez. I just hack it whenever it comes across the plate.
So she sat on his catcher's mask?
In 1989, Nolan Ryan.
Not to be outdone.
Yeah, if I'm getting questioned by Davey, I need to rethink what I brought to the air. In 1989, Nolan Ryan strikes out batter number 5,000, striking out Ricky Henderson.
How many did
Ricky
JD have at that point?
Looks like less than 200.
Yeah, like
barely.
That's a tough one.
I think 0.
Yeah, it says 0 here.
That was a big moment. At the time in Ranger franchise history, even though he had been a Ranger for like less than a year.
That was number 1.
Yeah.
Going away.
Right. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Earlier
But
that
he never,
year,
so sad.
Never won a Cy Young. Remember that for the grid.
Yeah. Earlier that year, he walked batter number 11,000. So, that was a
how
big
good
moment,
is he?
too.
He did not.
No, well, okay. There you go.
In 2004, the Scream painting, which you may know because it looks like the Scream face, was stolen from a museum in Norway. The Norwegian government offered nearly $500,000 for any information. They ultimately caught the culprits.
The culprits.
The culprits. And I thought this was going to be some big, awesome heist story. They just robbed the place at gunpoint. That's lame.
They had masks and guns.
Masks?
I like to imagine some big Ocean's 11 type
I know,
heist
with
where you
laser
had to-
beams and spelunking down from
Like
way
you're
up high.
Rappelling down with cords.
Yeah.
And ropes.
Yeah, doing judo.
Everybody
Get in
has to
there.
know.
Don Cheadle's there.
Yeah.
Everybody has to know
British.
judo. Or the ancient art of karate.
Like you.
Right.
And your Asian lady friend.
But you're Asian. It's okay.
In 2007...
It's okay for anyone.
In 2007, the Texas Rangers, who were 16 games under 500, went into Baltimore. And they were worried about seeing old Daniel Cabrera on the bump. Luckily, they won that game 30-3, thanks to one local broadcaster perhaps igniting the team.
He may be a good guy, good family man. He may really care about the players. He may send them Christmas cards for all I know. Somehow, every other team in this city has somebody who consistently can't get it done. And you know what happens to them? They get fired. And yet here, the Ranger hitting coach, despite 7 years of evidence that this team can't hit when they need to, and they can't hit on the road, and they can't get guys on base, and they can't score runs except for home runs, and they lead the league in strikeouts, and people ask me, well, what do you want Rudy to do? I don't know.
Do they
Coach
ever
this
ask you
team
that?
So they can. So the whole organization isn't a hitting joke.
And can I stick my tongue down your throat?
Bob, can I ask you about Rudy Jaramillo?
What if you finish the story now, Monty? You got your cute little story there. Now finish it.
You've angered the bear.
No, just finish the story. And he was fired the next month.
But timing-wise there...
Cool story, bro.
I'm waiting for Steve Carbone to break in with the news that they've scored 30 runs.
Yeah.
Like, Rudy's like, hey, guys, Bob just really let me have it today. We could go and
Go
put
out there
30
and
tonight.
go out there and hit the ball really good. Just hit it good tonight.
They were 16 games under 500, and you went on that rant?
They were horrible.
And that was like
we need Rangers content, guys.
And then everybody's like,
We
look
need
how
something.
Look how wrong he was. They scored 30 that night.
Oh, and he got fired for being bad at his job 1 month.
Doubleheader that day?
It was.
What's your stance on
That was the
climate
first
change?
game of the doubleheader.
And Wes Littleton got a 3-inning save.
Whose mom we sat by at Angels Stadium.
What'd she look like?
She looked like the only person in the stadium wearing a Wes Littleton jersey.
Okay. It's fair.
Could have been more, though. P1 birthdays. Notorious MONT. Today marks my 41st trip around the sun. My leaders are Coach Tom Foolery, Boomer Sooner, Corby, and Jennifer's Bottom. Drinks are on me tonight at Jub Jub's Fun Factory. Moment of silence for the 1-year anniversary of Big Strong Jillian's retirement.
Paul in what?
Bottom.
I would like to know either what Norm has in his underoos or where Tim Calishaw gets his throat lozenges. That's from P1 Grant.
Leave Tim alone.
I love whenever Ham's on the board and he's in there.
They should get
them in.
They should get
minute.
Ricola to be a presenting sponsor for the Pigskin panel.
It makes
He never does it on TV. When he's going around the horn or pardon the interruption.
Ricola! Yeah, why doesn't Woody ever comment on how much he's clearing his throat?
He never writes it on his chalkboard.
Or Sarah Spain. She never has a problem with
Stat
it.
Boy doesn't really take him to task.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that.
Stat Boy.
I would like to wish my hot wife, Christy, a happy 49th birthday.
Christy. Oh.
Extra.
I woke her up in that special way.
Right there.
Just imagine.
He didn't.
Waves coming
Strapped
off that
on
thing.
the catcher's
He
mask.
didn't. No, he didn't do it.
It's all full circle now.
That morning musk.
Clothespin on his nose. She has been a V1 now for about 15 years. She listens all day long. Most of our conversations are about the ticket, or we talk in drops to each other. That kind of sounds like
a good relationship.
Oh, okay.
It's true love.
Her leaders are Jub, Corby, and Gordon. She would like to hear a dirty joke from line 4G.
Oh my gosh! I
That's
don't
you.
know if I don't know if I have any of those. Two older women were outside their nursing home having a smoke when it started to rain. One of the ladies pulled out a condom, cut off the end, put it over her cigarette, and continued smoking. "What's that?" said the other lady. "A condom. This way my cigarette doesn't get wet." "Where did you get it?" "You can get them at any drugstore." The next day, this lady hobbles herself into a local drugstore and announces to the pharmacist that she wants a box of condoms. The pharmacist, obviously embarrassed, looks at her strangely. She is over 80 years old, but very delicately, asks what brand she prefers. And she says, "Well, it doesn't matter, son, as long as it fits a camel."
The cigarette.
Yeah, okay.
See, the
Made its way
confusion
around.
with elderly people sometimes can be an issue.
Because he thought she might have been a camel's ween.
Right.
Right.
And
those things.
And the cigarette
Crazy
certainly
in them
wouldn't
nursing
burn
homes.
through the condom. It makes total sense.
Yeah. That's why in the Vietnam War they used to put condoms on the end of their barrel.
I love
Keep
when
them dry.
Dave deconstructs the jokes.
You know, Monty, the average age of the American soldier fighting in Vietnam was 19.
Indeed.
That's why I said
No.
make love, bro, not war.
Mm-hmm.
This is Saigon.
Dear, why today does not suck. My V1 wife, Lynn, turning 35. Speaking of camel, she wants to hear Junior asking about, quote, openings.
Oh, no.
Thanks for all you do to your body.
big is her vagina?
Every time.
I haven't heard it. Usually cut it off
Yeah.
midway through.
Every time.
Normally the how big gets you there.
We get it at that point.
Yeah.
My.
Just in the middle of someone eulogizing a parent, though, that was a really inappropriate time for Junior to ask that.
Can it fit a camel?
P1 Thomas says today is his birthday. He'd like to know if Corby's kids could maybe give him a shout out.
Oh, no. Sorry.
There they go again.
They're always on the phone, though.
you
So
bring
that's
that
the
to
cool
the
part.
station?
Yeah, Ty.
Man, why would you do that to your kids?
That poor teacher.
Every day, too.
They had to pause their Tekashi 6ix9ine Spotify playlist to tell this guy no, bitch.
They've got the face tats.
Yeah.
That's their guy, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
P1 Harris says, "Hey Monty, today my 40th birthday. Even with it being a special one, my wife did not wake me up in that special way. But she is letting me go to Moab this weekend. You and Mino are my leaders. Drop request. Killer saying Wi-Fi in context."
I play. What's this other stuff you put on there? She gave me some seasoning to put on there too.
It's raw.
I play. Gotta try something.
What a jaw wall moment that was.
It still never sounds.
It sounds like a drop.
Yeah.
I think of all the drops we have when played in real time, that one still sounds the most like a drop.
So clean.
I play.
As he's eating a raw steak.
For like $12.
He's like, maybe a little salt and pepper will make it palatable.
Little did we know that young man would end up being the richest guy at the radio station.
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome.
He married smart.
Tip of the cap.
He married so smart.
Respect.
Yep. Wean your way into
Who's
it.
going to make it at the radio station?
Birthdays today. Carl Yastrzemski, 87.
Yeah, he has the biggest ass in baseball.
He's
You're
the biggest
becoming
Yaz in
hyperbolic,
baseball.
Mino. You say that about way too many.
One of them have big ol'
More
asses.
than
His face.
Is he a pog?
Yeah, I guess so. He could be a fat ass white guy. Why not? Surprise, surprise. Bill Parcells is 82.
My guy.
No disrespect.
I was gonna say, I thought he disrespected you, Corby.
No.
You weren't offended.
But
that
Corby
day?
can say it.
He never. Oh, yeah, that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because
Yeah. But we were friends.
sneak up
yeah,
on
he's
him.
a good friend of mine, so.
yeah.
You had to remember you were Asian.
Yeah.
Because he would always talk to you about his coordinators.
Yeah, and
He would.
you would start clutching your pearls.
I was the only media member that had the guts to talk boxing with Coach Parcells, and he appreciated that.
Didn't he call our station a ham and egg radio station?
Yeah.
Call me Bill.
You had a bond.
We did.
The only bond stronger was between you and Don Wakamatsu.
That was a poor bond.
Oh.
A weak bond, Monty. Another one of my Asian friends.
Seems like a trend here.
Paul Molitor.
Cocaine.
Molly. 67.
Oh.
I've seen his ass more than his face.
So that was one of the weirdest stories when we were at the old building. Is they just walked Paul Molitor into the studio, and it was, can you recognize this guy? A lot of pressure, you know.
Was he wearing a jersey?
No,
I know this
but
guy.
he was Paul Molitor, so
Those icy blue eyes.
Name tag, maybe?
he did have beautiful blue eyes.
Did you know who he was?
Yeah,
You did.
yeah. They took a chance on me.
Take a chance on me.
I don't know how many brewers I could identify in street clothes, but Paul Molitor is one of them.
Did they name Molly after Paul Molitor?
His nickname was definitely Molly.
Yeah.
Because it
Poppin'
makes
Molly.
people feel how he made you feel.
Happy.
Sweaty, happy.
You know what he was? The Igniter.
Disoriented.
That was his nickname.
Tori Amos, 60.
Anus.
Matt.
Did he bat before Robin Yount?
Molitor 1, Yount 2, Cooper 3. Okay. Then maybe Gorman Thomas in the cleanup. Maybe.
I always put Molly before Yunt.
What about the
Maybe-
Hebrew Hammer?
Maybe Rob Deere after that.
Matt's Wylander.
Vielander.
It's Matt's
Vielander.
You could feel the anger growing in Corby as you were saying that.
Unbelievable. What the disrespect. You know, where are my kids when I need them?
He once ate 7 Grand Slams. The Jizza.
One.
Everyone
He won
calm
7
down.
Grand Slams. Come on now.
The Jizza of the Wu-Tang Clan is 57. Mr. Echo from Lost, a.k.a. Adewale Akunye Agbaje, is 56.
He was pretty great.
I tell
He
you,
was
I
awesome.
cannot hear.
Oh, it's Gandhi.
Yeah, Gandhi just
No.
randomly popping in.
All the same to you, Dave, right?
Gandhi loved Lost because they didn't get to eat a lot
Kip
either.
Kino.
Phil Dunphy a.k.a. Ty Burrell, is 56.
Genius.
Great character.
Giada De Laurentiis, the celebrity chef, is 53. She's known for two things. Two very distinct things.
Bottom. How did you pronounce her last name?
De Laurentiis.
I don't think she played linebacker.
Yeah, James Laurinaitis.
She didn't marry.
She's got some knockers. Kristen Wiig is 50.
The great Kristen Wiig.
She does not have those.
I'll tell you, having Monty do birthdays it's kind of cool because he's seen all these names for the first time in his life. And we get to experience it all over again.
Howie Dorough is 50. He of the Backstreet Boys. James Corden,
Howie
45. He's funny and British and fat.
Is he funny?
Not in that order.
Mino, Brandon Quentin Adams, a.k.a. Jesse Hall from the Mighty Ducks, is 44.
Wow.
He was also the Blitcher in the Sandlot.
Oh, okay.
Randall Cobb, 33. That's a Cowboy and a Packer.
Raising Arizona.
More yards than Dez, we found out over the weekend.
Dua Lipa, Corby.
Would you have had that?
What?
Randall Cobb, more yards than Dez?
Oh. I thought you were talking about Dua Lipa.
Yeah,
I believe that. Yeah, for sure.
You believe that?
Yeah.
All right.
Dua Lipa, biggest ass in baseball.
Trust me, Davey, if I ever have that, you'll be my first call. LaMelo Ball, 22. Born on this day, now dead. Your mom. Born on this day. Dead on this day, still dead. Your dad.
Oh, well.
That's why I say
You
dog.
know, you're
Jeez.
over it.
Oof. Oof.
Oof.
3, 2, and you're done.
Shut
it down! Let's go!
Bye, Monty.
Bye, Justin.
Bye, Uncle G.
How about Brian Blades? Let's get Flashlight going because, ladies and gentlemen, here's Dave.
Dave.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Does the name Billy McFarland ring a bell for you guys?
Does it ever? The amount of time that I spent on Billy McFarland.
He, of course, is the man who conceived of Fire Festival. Fire Festival was the festival in 2017 that McFarland put on with Ja Rule, and everyone that showed up that thought they were getting luxury accommodations were set up in FEMA tents and given cheese sandwiches, and it ended up being a total disaster.
It's kind of the greatest thing that's ever happened to humanity.
It really is.
Like, because
a
all
bunch
these
of
people,
influencers
oh God,
being marooned on an island.
Yes, stuck with cheese sandwiches and no toilets in a FEMA tent.
Yes. It was rough.
Promise 5-star accommodations for 3 days.
Yes, to hang out with Kylie Jenner or something. Yeah, so there have been a couple of documentaries on the subject on Netflix. Fire, the Greatest Party That Never Happened, and then the Hulu version, Fire Fraud. And he went to prison. He did 4 years for grifting people in that ill-fated...
It was $30 million that he defrauded investors, and then not to mention the ticket scam and defrauding the actual human beings that bought tickets to this thing.
Yeah, so he did 4 years for defrauding investors and committing wire fraud, and he was released in May of 2022. And so we haven't heard from him really since then. He did go on a couple talk shows and issue apologies and try and do a little bit of a image rehab. But now he has announced that Fire Festival 2
What the hell?
is going to be somewhere in the Caribbean sometime at the end of 2024. This is a little bit of his announcement.
What's up, guys? This is a big day because as of right now, Fire Festival 2 tickets are officially on sale. It has been the absolute wildest journey to get here, and it really all started during the 7th-month stint in solitary confinement. I wrote out this 50-page plan of how it would take this overall interest and demand in fire and how it would take my ability to bring people from around the world together to make the impossible happen, but how it would find the best partners in the world to allow me to be me while executing Fire's vision to the highest level.
What is he doing?
Allowing him to be him.
Seriously, who is going to buy this and invest in this? What bands are going to agree to be a part of it? He just got out of jail. Like, this is total Nate Newton getting busted for driving hundreds of pounds of weed over the Lake Ray Hubbard into Rockwall, getting caught with the judge telling him, "You do this again, you're going to jail. I'll never do it again." The next week, caught, same spot.
Lake Ray Hubbard.
Yes, Blake, Lake Ray Hubbard.
Yeah, so
Be a good
specific
spot.
dates, specific location, specific bands, specific accommodations.
Nothing
has been
Details
revealed
vague.
except for the name Fire Festival 2.
And a link to buy tickets.
And tickets are on sale. The cheapest ones, $499. The most expensive, just under $8,000.
He'd have more details if he'd have got to spend more time in solitary confinement.
Yeah.
Right.
He was
7 months? Is that what it said?
Yeah, he said he
hardcore.
did 7 months in solitary, and that's when he cranked out his 50-page business plan for Fire 2.
If you're in solitary, you have the ability to put together a 50-page business plan? Or is it all in your head?
know.
Write it on a toilet paper?
I thought solitary, you're just in a cell kind of naked, just kind of...
Why would you be naked?
In solitary confinement?
You don't have to be
if
nude.
If they throw you in the hole?
No.
It's not Alcatraz.
What fantasies do you have?
Yeah, what movies are you watching, Bob?
You're by
Was
yourself.
this on Wednesday?
Yeah, but every time you're by yourself, are you naked?
This is caged heat.
In the old prison?
But this is a little newer. I don't think that's legal.
Okay. Well, I don't think he has a typewriter in 50 pages.
No. So after he got busted for the Firefest thing, he used the email list of people who had purchased Firefest passes that, didn't exist to offer them tickets to the Met Gala and the Victoria's Secret fashion show. He had no access to those tickets. No one has access to those tickets. So he got punished for that too. Like this guy.
So he's the king of empty promises.
Yeah.
What a douche.
I know. It's kind of almost awesome, though.
I mean, I want to see the list of people that have bought tickets so far.
Right.
Those have to be the biggest morons on the planet.
God, I'm looking at these photos of the Firefest and the mattresses they threw into FEMA tents for these people that were expecting the Ritz.
That dude's only 31.
Of course.
God. All right. Moving on. So Zack Snyder, after his kind of, dramatic exit from the DC universe.
Yeah.
He has his new project on the horizon. And they have just dropped a trailer for it. It's called Rebel Moon. And it is a 2-part space opera.
Huh.
It's coming to Netflix next year. So originally, I guess this was his pitch for a Star Wars film. But then he and his wife, who is his producing partner, decided to build it out as their own original IP, their own original concept. And so it takes place on a planet called Velt that was once ruled by a benevolent king and queen and protected by an army of robot knights.
Okay.
But now it is under attack by the galactic empire of Motherworld.
Of course it is.
And, it's very Star Warsy, but it's not Star Wars. And so the first trailer was released this week. And
the main character's name is Fluke My Palker.
You're right.
Yeah.
Dark Helmet.
Dark Helmet.
And so there are 2 films. The first one actually will be late this year, December 22nd, Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. And then Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scar Giver, will be released on April 19th.
Okay. This sounds like failure.
Yeah, and as far as I can tell, the cast are complete unknowns, or at least no one I've ever heard of. The only notable is Anthony Hopkins, who voices one of the robots.
I wonder if that was the plan all along. I mean, it is for a lot of these types of movies where they don't want you to look and be like, oh my God, it's Tom Cruise, right? Like that's...
Yeah, they definitely are
smart.
They're definitely saving money on that expense as well. And
Right.
yeah, they're hoping to launch a franchise and launch careers.
Yeah.
Should have got Anthony Daniels to voice the robot, don't you think?
Kenny Baker.
They've also announced for Paramount Plus the premiere date for the Frasier sitcom reboot, Thursday, October 12th.
Man, I don't remember doing this story, but I know we did, that there's going to be a Frasier reboot. Does it say who's in it? I mean, his dad has passed away, John Mahoney.
Yeah, John Mahoney died in 2018. David Hyde Pierce, who played Niles, is not going to be back.
He's
said
not?
No, he said he doesn't want to do Niles anymore.
He made the show.
I know. Daphne, Jane Leaves, who was the housekeeper and Niles' crush, she's not part of it either. Baby Newworth, who played Lilith, his ex, she's in it.
Okay.
But only as a guest star. Perry Gilpin, who played Roz, his radio producer, she is in it.
All right.
So not a lot. I think there might be some Cheers crossover as well, because it's set back in Boston.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that Frasier moves from Seattle back to Boston.
So how many Frasier P1s do we have in here at the time?
I mean, it was huge. I was into it at the time, but I wonder in the capsule.
Oh, yeah. I used to watch it.
Okay.
If it's funny, I'll still watch it if it's on.
Did you watch it?
Is Eddie going to be in it?
Yeah,
the dog's
Eddie's
gotta be
dead. He's like 40.
I enjoyed it. I don't know if I was particularly a P1, but I was into it.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Like really, really smart comedy for its time.
And then Bulldog did sports radio, so I
think he may have passed away.
I related to Bulldog.
Like, because he was gay in real life and like was playing this macho guy. And
that's how you related to him?
That's why he died?
No, he may be alive.
He died of sports AIDS?
I don't know if he's dead. I'm sure Ty can find that.
No, that sounds right. If I were to guess, if we were to play Dead or Alive, Bulldog dead.
Bulldog's still alive
Way to
at
go,
68.
Bob.
About to turn 69.
And shout out to you, Bulldog.
All right,
if
let me
you're
try
driving
another
around.
one. Niles, alive.
He's alive, yes.
Yeah. And then they are going to throw it on CBS on October 17th. They're going to do the first 2 episodes back to back. I don't know.
That was an NBC show.
Yeah, I know. But, now it's Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
And so it's weird when they have these shows that are developed for the streaming platform. Sometimes they do so well that they will migrate them to over-the-air.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they just throw them as a teaser on over-the-air to drive signups for the streaming platform. So interesting to see how that will play out. Last one. And Just Like That has been renewed for season 3.
That's Sex in the City,
Yeah,
right?
that's the Sex in the City
I don't know
reboot.
one person that's watching that.
Do I have time for one more?
You were doing one more.
And
Hang
one
on.
more. So I don't know if this is something that we need to be outraged about or that we need to applaud because we're protecting children. But Queen's Greatest Hits is being repackaged for a kids' audio platform called Yoto. And so in the repackaging of Queen's Greatest Hits, which is on this platform, it's pointed towards 6 to 14-year-olds.
Okay.
That they are omitting fat-bottomed girls from the track list.
Fat bottom girls, you make the rocket world go. Why? What's wrong with fat bottom girls? Is it derogatory?
Well, it has the lyric, "Left alone with big fat Fanny, she was such a naughty nanny. Big
Bottom.
woman, you made a bad boy out of me."
Bottom.
So they're implying that someone in the band lost their virginity to a big fanny
Fat
nanny.
nanny.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so the I guess the cut line for the greatest hits, Queen's Greatest Hits on the platform, it says, "It's the ideal introduction to the music of Queen for young music lovers and the perfect soundtrack to kitchen dance parties, road trips, sing-alongs, bedtime air guitar sessions, and much, much more." But then they said in their news release about cutting that Fat Bottom Girls, "Please note that the lyrics in some of these songs contain adult themes, including occasional references to violence and drugs. These are the original unedited recordings. No swear words are used, but parental discretion is advised."
I need to hear more about these bedtime air guitar parties.
Can you imagine, what's it, Roger May? What's the guy's name? Brian May. Brian May of Queen, like getting information from his agent going, They want to turn like the entire greatest hits record into a kids album. What? Yeah, they're going to pay you $500,000. Okay.
What about bathtub wiener guitar parties? Did you ever turn your wiener into a guitar?
How about a helicopter?
Here's my penis.
Well, I apologize. We're out of time.
This is so confusing. The NFL?
Yes, the NFL.
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
So the woman, if you remember, this happened, gosh, when was this?
A couple years ago. Was it COVID?
Yeah, it was August 16th. No, I guess it was earlier in August because that's when she was first booked into Dallas County Jail. She spent 3 weeks in the hospital after she was shot. So this was 2022.
Oh, okay. So post-COVID.
Yeah. And so the woman, if you remember, according to witnesses, went into the lobby near the Southwest ticketing area at Love Field, and she began talking about her marriage, her incarceration.
Yeah, been there.
She made threats to blow up the airport.
Yep.
Then she pointed a gun towards the ceiling and fired 2 shots.
Like Yosemite Sam.
No, he shot it at the floor.
Oh, that's right, so he could lift him up.
Yeah. And so then she was confronted by a police officer who ordered her to drop her weapon. Then she pointed her gun in the direction of the officer, and then she was shot multiple times. And then she survived, but she did have to go to the hospital before she was booked into Dallas County Jail. Anyway.
Dallas.
So on August 14th, just a week ago, Judge Stephanie Huff ordered that she was insane at the time of the offense and she should be committed to the maximum security unit of North Texas State Hospital in Vernon for no more than 30 days. So this state hospital will then evaluate this woman's mental condition and file a court report within 30 days. And I guess they will determine what to do with her then at that point. But she, not guilty by reason of insanity.
You don't see that too often, you know?
Yeah, they don't throw around the insanity defense very much anymore.
Especially in an environment, semi-violence in an environment. I guess it's not semi, it's violent to shoot a gun in an airport.
Yeah.
A place that we're already incredibly anxious, incredibly just kind of overwrought with bad feelings, and that would give you the ultimate in bad feelings. And the fact that she got away with it with insanity, I would say, is pretty good on her part.
Yeah, I think what worked in her favor, if you want to say it that way, is that she had been found incompetent to stand trial more than once. Because if you remember, she had been accused of an attempted bank robbery and falsifying a fire at her home or at her boyfriend's home or something. She definitely
pushes the envelope.
She definitely displayed characteristics of an insane person.
Yeah.
So there's that. We also have an arrest. We haven't talked about this story, but it's a sad story that really has a heartwarming undercurrent, but man, it's really hard to talk about. The Good Samaritan story. Have you heard about this?
I have.
So last week, there was a family that was driving on I-30 in the early morning hours of August 12th, and the van that they were driving in was hit by a tow truck, and the van spun out and ended up facing oncoming traffic. And there was a 25-year-old Marine veteran, Donald Collins, who pulled over, got out of his vehicle to help the mother and son who were trapped in the van. And then another driver who was intoxicated crashed into the van and ended up killing the Good Samaritan.
God, dude, it's so terrible.
Yeah, it's horrible.
No doubt.
And so the wife of the Marine veteran, Elizabeth Collins, she amazing, unbelievable amount of grace. She has said he did something to prevent someone else from getting hurt. Did it cost him his life? Yes. But that's okay because he saved 2. There's a mother and child that are still walking this earth because my husband was selfless. He did what the Lord would do. Can't believe, she said that she forgives the driver that hit the van.
Dang.
Ridiculous. So the driver of the car, the third vehicle involved in the crash, 33-year-old Irma Martinez Leal, she was arrested on charges of intoxication manslaughter and 2 counts of intoxication assault. But the latest development is that the Dallas County Sheriff's Department has found the tow truck driver that caused the wreck in the first place. So Juan Francisco Garcia, a 25-year-old, surrendered last night and arrested on 2 charges, including causing an accident involving serious bodily injury and tampering with evidence because he left the scene.
So this was at 2:30 in the morning, you said? Or 2:15?
It was early morning hours of August 12th. I don't know exactly what time.
I think that we all, if we saw something that was really scary on the side of the road, that every one of us would probably do something. Not scary as in someone's getting shot, but scary as in somebody's in a really bad predicament and they need help.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody would pull over. But man, that 2-something in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
That is so incredibly scary. And it reminds me of the cowboy that
Dwayne Goodrich.
Yes. Because that happened about the same time. He had a Good Samaritan, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I've always heard...
Yeah, he wasn't the Good Samaritan.
I've always heard that if you are involved in some kind of accident at night or you have car trouble at night, don't stay in the car, don't stay near the car, because if someone is intoxicated, that they can get hypnotized by your taillights, or if you're spun around the other way, by your headlights, and they can actually be drawn to it.
Really?
Yeah, and that's why a lot of times they will clip cars that are on the side of the road because their drunk brain just kind of steers that way.
I'm telling you, we are... Don't know the years. 20. We talked about this the other day, Davey, with your flying car.
Right.
We're not far away from that, but I'm really hoping we're about 20 years away from people looking back at incidents like this and saying, wait.
Why did you drive yourselves? Why didn't you just have the car do the driving?
And you guys, somehow you could get in a car when you were blackout drunk? Like, how is that?
Yeah.
We're not that far away, but in the meantime, there's going to be plenty more just like this.
Okay, we have a couple of wild stories to finish out Community Quick Hits today. First is a lawsuit from a former counselor in the Grand Prairie ISD. Her name is Gabriana Clay White. And so the incident that she is suing over happened on May 18th of 2022. And she ended up being forced to resign. She was told in a human resources meeting that she had violated her ethics code and could either resign or get fired in June of 2022. And so she's seeking damages, including back pay, in this lawsuit. So what happened was there was an incident that she tried to intervene in. She's the school counselor, and there was a special education teacher that was having a disagreement with a special education student.
Way to go, Bob.
I disavow this.
So the guidance counselor was asked to assist a teacher, and when she asked the student what happened, the student said that the teacher, quote, took my chips and she's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the kid says. The teacher then bows up to the kid and says, "Oh, I'm dumb?"
Oh, no.
And pulled the chair out from under the student, making the student fall on the ground.
Oh, no.
Then the teacher said, "Only dumb in this room is the one with the blue shirt who can't read."
Dude!
This is a special education teacher talking that's supposed to have patience and been trained to work with this type of student.
Holy crap.
So then at this point, Clay White, the guidance counselor, intervenes and tries to get the student out of this situation, takes the student out of the classroom. But as she's doing so, the student takes a swing at the teacher. The student
fairly toxic, Dave.
Yeah, the student misses and falls to the ground, at which point the teacher puts her boot on the student's chest and pushes the student down to the ground.
Did you say there's an age on this kid?
No, don't have an age on the kid. And we don't know the school either. We just know it's in Grand Prairie ISD. We don't know the age. We don't know middle school, high school, elementary, whatever. So then the lawsuit says that the teacher then followed the student and the counselor into the hallway as the counselor's trying to get the student away, yelling after the kid, "The only bitch is your mom."
The teacher
says this to the kid.
I don't think she's going to make it in this line of work.
So the guidance counselor,
this may not be your calling, ma'am,
reports the incident to school officials and Child Protective Services, and the thanks she gets is getting called into HR and then ultimately being told to resign or she's going to be fired. How does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it doesn't say what even happened to the teacher. Surely the teacher is not employed anymore.
No way she outran that.
That's outrageous. And finally,
Armin,
we heard earlier this week, was it this week, where we were talking about Bob scamming old people with Have a Wish?
That was last week. He was part of the Fraternal Order of Police scam. He knew he was scamming.
At no
people.
point did Have a Wish have any part in the story. And
but you admit that you did scam elderly people.
Unbeknownst to both parties,
you're as much a victim as they are.
I feel, in retrospect, yes.
You were manipulated.
Yes.
Well, there's a scam that people in Dallas need to be aware of. This is from the DPD Financial Crimes Unit. They say that there is an email that claims that it's from Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson. And in the email, in this letter that is supposedly written by the mayor, he invites individuals to invest money in, I don't know,
his campaign?
In his campaign, in the Dallas Pension Fund. I don't know, but it asks victims to invest money and provides a link, and that link is a scam. And it is directed
big on the edge of the bed when they click on it.
No, it is not rickrolled with the edge of the bed guy. No, it's evidently targeting seniors.
Stop bringing that guy up.
Trying to get
dead.
them
he
to.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, I guess seniors are they fall for anything. So if the mayor's reaching out to me.
You mean senior in high school or senior as
elderly?
Older? Okay, see, the English language sometimes causes these.
I thought he said
tricks.
Senior. Yeah. That really confused me.
Yeah.
So many phone calls to seniors in this area.
Those are your quick hits.
All right, good stuff.